Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Thursday, by the way. So today we are going to look at a short list of 4 times famous guitarists have written or performed original music for video games, either composing full soundtracks or contributing original tracks or lending their signature sound and playing on top of an already written track, something like that. And as I like to do, I'm going to give you hints and see if you can figure out who the guitarists are that we're going to be talking about. You won't really need to know anything about video games to play along. That's not what the hints are really going to be made up of. So let's dig in. Famous guitarists who wrote or played original music for video games. All right, our first one. In 2004, Halo 2 came out. I taught guitar lessons during this time, and well, nobody actually learned to play this, asked me to teach them how to play it. I do remember a student introducing me to it, and, we kind of sat there and listened to it, and I agreed. It sounds pretty cool. Little did I know that was by one of my favorite guitar players. Probably a lot of you, in fact, love this guy. There's the clue. It's a male. Does that give it away? It's not Jennifer Patton. All right. So, I confess until yesterday I had no idea who actually did play on this composition. And I gave it a listen last night after finding out. And I'd play the track right here, but I don't think that would go over too well with YouTube's. It would be, I don't know. I haven't really had to deal with this copyright stuff much, and I'm not looking to find out. So I'll have links down below. But anyway, I'll tell you who it was in a second, but let's see if we can do a little Blues Clues, some clues, and see if you can figure out. Let's see how good you are. All right, first of all, here's hint number 1. He's considered by many to be one of the best rock guitarists, across the board. All kinds of styles within rock, and really probably just styles of everything. Considered one of the best ever, and he's living still. That's kind of 2 hints in 1. Okay, number 2, this should give it away for a lot of you. Had his own record label that focuses on other great guitar players. That is hint number 2. All right, third one. This will definitely give it away for some of you. He once wrote a tune that was based on his little son, Julian, talking baby talk. He kind of took that, the recordings of his son talking, and kind of played that back on guitar. And, how often do you hear somebody doing that? Pretty clever. I still remember when that album first came out. Here's one more clue, a bonus one. On his first solo record, he took a recording of a female friend of his talking for a bit, and then played it back again the second time, and he doubled everything on guitar, so every little pitch he said. That is insane, and that's probably what really led to him being so good, doing all this weird kind of stuff. That just, how can he not be amazing after spending time figuring out how to do all that? He's not just playing, just rock and blues licks. He's figuring out pitches of babies, like when they're yelling and stuff, and doubling it on guitar. Not something everybody does. And I realize some of these are not obvious hints, but I don't want to be too easy. One last hint, and this should give it away. I'm just going to say one word, 2-word, a 2-word word, whatever you want to call it. Skyscraper. That is the final clue. All right, the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Steve Vai. Yep, Steve Vai himself. The guy from Alcatraz, the guy from Whitesnake, the guy from David Lee Roth. He has the Favored Nations record label for other amazing guitarists and musicians. That was the record label I was talking about. The tune, by the way, I was talking about is called Yeah Yo Gak. That is on the album Alien Love Secrets. That is his, the one with his little son talking. It's pretty cool, and I'm sure you'll find it on the YouTube if you just want to do a quick search for it. Just Yeah Yo Gak, YayoGak, Steve Vai. And the other tune I talked about with him doubling the woman talking, that is called So Happy, and that is on Flexible. I haven't listened to that in a million years, but man, it's very impressive to hear someone doing that. All right, so obviously Skyscraper is a David Lee Roth album. I think I just summed up all the clues or explained them all. So, as for Halo 2, he did not actually compose that tune. That was apparently Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore. So if you look up, now I'm going to butcher the name here in a second, but Halo theme Mjolnir mix. I apologize in advance if you video game people want to kill me, that's fine. But Mjolnir. So Halo theme Mjolnir mix. Steve Vai. You could also probably just type in Halo Steve Vai. I'm sure it'll come up. Anyway, now that you know this and you listen to it, there's no mistaking it's Steve Vai. You'll just, how can you unsee it, that kind of thing? How can you unhear it? I thoroughly enjoyed listening to this yesterday, and I did that as I began preparing for this video. And one of the comments about this track, I thought it was cool. Somebody said that he did this all in one take. I don't have anything beyond that to back it up or anything, but maybe one of you out there does. Again, I was not there, but if you were there when he recorded it, leave a comment. Tell us all about it. That's pretty awesome. All right, it is time for our second entry. Is that what I'm looking for? Second guitar player of amazing guitars that played on video game soundtracks. And by the way, I'm leaving out Guitar Hero from here. That's kind of a separate thing, I guess, in a way. So you'll see what we're doing here. All right, next track comes from the video game Twisted Metal. And I'll confess I've never played it. I know of it. I know it's got clowns driving like monster car things. That's about all I know. I think there's a movie out or coming out. But another incredible, absolutely amazing guitar player is on there. The track is called Ready to Die. And again, it's on the Twisted Metal soundtrack. It's track number 15. So, who is it? Let's find out if you can get it from these three clues. Okay, arguably, he's one of the most mysterious guitar players ever. What could that mean? I kind of don't want to say any more about that one because that would give it away. Yeah, okay, just extremely mysterious. And not mysterious like that guy in that Mystery Men movie with Ben Stiller. If any of you know what I'm talking about, just give me a hail, yeah, Just say something in the comments if you know about the mysterious guy. All right, back to this, sorry. Number 2. He was even too weird for Ozzy Osbourne to work with. Think about that. I'm pretty sure that what we saw in the Motley Crue movie, The Dirt, was accurate. That poolside scene, which, oh god. Snorting ants and drinking a certain liquid that I don't think anybody should ever ingest at the pool. But this guy was too weird for that. So, I don't know. That takes something to be too weird for Ozzy. It really does. All right. And number 3, nunchucks. That is the third clue. I'm not even going to explain that until after. All right, so here's the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In case you haven't guessed, it's Buckethead. Yep, the crazy guy who wears the Michael Myers mask, a bucket of chicken, without the chicken, I would imagine, on top of his head, and plays absolutely insane, out-of-this-world licks. God, hearing guys like him, and actually the next guitar player, that's something I always remember. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to play insane, crazy stuff like that. Sometimes I forget about that when I'm just, I like to have fun and play, just cool, happy blues licks. I mean, straight up kind of metal, rock, fast licks too. Not everything has to be out of this world. Anyway, this guy plays out of this world stuff that you probably didn't think could be even done on a guitar. So, that is Buckethead. And by the way, the stuff that he, the musicians he played on with this track, he played also, I didn't know this, but now I do. Brian Brain Mantia from Primus played drums on that track, the Ready to Die one. And the keyboardist, I didn't even know this, Melissa Reese, who is known for playing with Guns N' Roses. The three of them had already played together in other projects. I mean, of course, Buckethead had the whole Guns N' Roses thing going, didn't he? Anyway, you can check out Ready to Die on Apple Music and SoundCloud. Not hard to find. Okay, we are ready for our third amazing guitarist. This guy, every bit as insane as the last two. The stuff he does, absolutely incredible. I also hear he's a very cool dude, like really nice guy. That's what I hear about Steve Vai too. Don't really know that about Buckethead. Just know he's crazy and obviously pretty strange, but I don't know a lot about his personality or anything really, I should say. Anyway, yeah. So our third guy. Okay, the game I'd never heard of. It's an old game from 1995 on Sega Genesis called Wild Woody. I just wonder if anyone, just from hearing that, already knows this. There's got to be some mega fans out there who know this kind of stuff, or nerds. Nerd is nowadays is honestly not even an insult. I mean, just means that you're really into something. So, all right, I'm going to give you some clues and see if you can guess who this is. Okay, number one, this is probably not the easiest clue, not the best one, really. And by the way, before I say this word, some of my friends know this. Okay, this word I'm about to say, I'm convinced there's no way to say it without sounding like you have a lisp. Or, you know, a bit of a speech impediment. Okay, that word is thimble. I don't care who you are, there is no way to say the word thimble without sounding like, you know, like you have some kind of speech issue or something. All right, so what does he do with this thimble? He plays with it on his pinky and actually on his right hand, isn't he, I think? And it's been a while since I've checked it out. I have tried this before, by the way. He kind of uses it to fret certain notes, you know, on the high E string, for example. Stuff that you would not even think about trying to fret. He knows where it is and he knows what pitch it is, and it sounds insane. I want to hear you guys say that word, and you can ask other people now. Ask anyone to say that word without sounding like they have a speech impediment or anything like that. It's just fun to hear people. It's also fun to ask people with different accents to say it. All right, hit number two. Chopin, Frédéric Chopin. Frédéric Chopin, the French pianist. Long dead, but amazing classical pianist. And this guy, who I'm going to tell you in a minute, he did an amazing cover of Fantasy Impromptu. And when you hear it on guitar, you're just like, oh my God, I didn't even think that could be done. That's what I'm talking about. These guys are, I mean, Steve Vai, Buckethead, this guy, it's just beyond next level, the kind of stuff that these guys are doing. Absolutely insane in the best way possible. All right, here's the final clue. Axl. Yep, Axl Rose. So that's actually two guys, isn't it, that I mentioned with the Axl thing. All right, so clearly the answer is coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Bumblefoot. Ron Bumblefoot Thal, whatever you want to call him. He is truly amazing. I remember the Adventures of Bumblefoot CD. In fact, first time I ever heard him, there's a series of CDs called Guitar on the Edge that were put out by Legato Records. Mark Varney, not Mike Varney, it's actually his brother. He also had a record label back in the day. And he had, I mean, it's very similar in a sense to Shrapnel. You know, a bit less metal, more fusion-y kind of stuff. But he had, there were like 5 or 6 CDs, I think, called Guitar on the Edge. And man, I'll never forget, my brother brought me some of those back home. He got to go to a NAMM show. And I was just like, oh my God. All these names on there. Some I already knew. I mean, like Richie Kotzen's got a track on there from his Electric Joy album. That's when I started hearing people like Guthrie Govan, Todd Duane. So yes, The Adventures of Bumblefoot. That track is on Guitar on the Edge, and just do a YouTube search for Adventures of Bumblefoot. It'll come right up. Ron Thal. Really amazing stuff. It's got like this big band, jazzy sound, but it's just got these insane shreddy just licks he does in between. So I did not know until last night that there's actually a deluxe edition of this album. And on that deluxe edition, you can find several of the tracks from that video game that came out in '95 called Wild Woody. Pretty wild. I was listening to it last night, and I'm really glad I found that. I can't wait to deep dive all that. So, in addition to that, he's also done other video games like Outlaw Volleyball in 2003, Of Bird and Cage, that's a 2021 PC game, Rig and Roll, that's a PC 2010 game, and the 2004 Test Drive of Destruction. So that is all for right now on Ron Thal. And yeah, check out that thimble thing too. Oh my God, I said I wouldn't say that word again. All right, check out that sewing object that you put on your finger and guitar at the same time. Quite something. All right, we're going to move on to the last one because I'm doing 4 of these. All right, our 4th and final guitarist that we're going to talk about today. I'll confess, I actually don't know a lot about this guy. Some of you out there will. I know one of my old students I have. I'm pretty sure he liked him a lot. I definitely know the name. And I checked him out more last night. And yeah, I really enjoyed the stuff I heard. So, this next guy has played on games like The Sims, Magic the Gathering, Kamigawa, and Martial Arts Tycoon. He contributed original music to The Elder Scrolls Online. I learned this one last night, Metal Hellsinger. It's a rhythm-based first-person shooter, and he performed a track on there called The Devastation. Yeah, I checked some of that out. That's pretty slick. And I don't know a ton about this guy to really give you a bunch of clues. I kind of like it better when I already know these. I don't want to just look up stuff about a guy I don't really know a lot about. So I will just tell you the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Matt Heafy from Trivium. All right. Apparently he's been a huge gamer since he was a little kid. And I found a fun video of him on YouTube. Sounds like he really liked the Doom games. And the music on Doom, I've barely ever really played Doom, to be honest. But I do know that it's very heavy metal kind of riffs and stuff going on. It's a pretty intense first-person shooter. And that was apparently like some of his first exposure to metal, really, before he even started playing guitar. He mentioned, you know, I heard all these crushing riffs and all this stuff, and he was like, I want to make music like that. So that's pretty cool. And he seemed like a very nice guy. Kind of looked like The Rock, I think, a bit in the face. He wasn't ripped and big like The Rock, but yeah, he kind of had that look in the interview I saw. It was interesting. Okay, that's all for those 4 guitar players. And something I'm going to start doing very soon in some of these videos, I am actually very big on, this happened during COVID, I kind of found out a lot about myself. You know, obviously I love rock guitar, all kinds of guitar. I love Satriani, Vi, all that kind of stuff. I love Jimi Hendrix, I love it all. I love pop music, I like Richard Marx, I love classical music. But, kind of found out during COVID, I already knew this about myself, but man, I love movie scores, trailer music, video game music. I mean, it's not like I didn't know how amazing it was all this time, but I really started to deep dive, listen to all this stuff. And that is when I really got into all the virtual instruments. Not all of them, it would cost a lot of money. But I really started getting into it. And before that, I mean, all I had really was just the studio instruments that comes with Logic on Apple. Then I started discovering Native Instruments. I started finding out about Heaviosity, Keep Forest, just all these great, these great companies that make amazing sounds. I started to realize, man, I love Danny Elfman. I love Hans Zimmer. So actually, over the past several years, I've been writing stuff, you know, inspired by all that. It's got my own twisted ideas in it. It's definitely got influences of Elfman and Hans Zimmer. Clearly, I'm not as good as those guys. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, you can definitely tell in some of it that I liked them a lot. So I'm going to be releasing, in videos here, some of my own original music that I've done, which might not even necessarily have guitar. And one of them, I actually several of these videos, I kind of thought, okay, take Game of Thrones. I love the music to Game of Thrones. You all know how it goes. And that, like, minute-and-a-half intro thing is just epic. Freaking love it. So I was thinking, what if it was up to me? What if somebody said, Sunil, we need you to make music for this amazing fantasy show. Here's the visual. You have all that awesome stuff, all those castles unfolding and everything. And you need to go and make your own music score, music soundtrack to it. What have you got? That's actually one of the first ones I'll probably be releasing. So I love to take existing scores and or looking at the beginning of a video game or a TV show or a cartoon and think, what would I do if I had 30 seconds to make a tune? Like, take X-Men, the cartoon from the 90s. Love that music. It's so awesome. I actually made a thing once, I'm pretty sure, on that one. Maybe it was a different X-Men cartoon. But anyway, I like to make my own stuff. So I will be putting out some of those things on here as well. So I am rambling on a bit, as always. This video is getting a little bit long, so if you're still here, thank you very much, and like I've kind of started saying, video's over. Okay, bye. Go home.